Well, folks, the verdict is in, and Diddy gets 50 months in jail, which equates to about 4 years. Now, he will get credited for time served. He's been locked up for 13 months. So people are expecting, or let's say the legal eagles are expecting, that he would probably serve maybe 2 years in jail. So he'll probably do another year, although the sentence was for 50 months. Some interesting things that occurred during the sentencing. Well, one of the weird things that people were pointing out was I don't know, you can call it the message or the performance from his attorney. According to those who were in the courtroom and who attended the sentencing, she was bawling. And it was weird. Almost kind of cringy weird while she was crying so hard. I mean, I don't know. From what I understand, they did have a close personal relationship, non-romantic, not romantic, but a close personal relationship. So perhaps that is what played into her emotions in the courtroom. But those who witnessed it are saying that it was a little bit weird and a little bit extra. Some other mentions from the sentencing were the statements that were made by each of his children. Christian, Quincy, the twins, I forget their name, Delilah, and I forget the other girl, the oldest daughter. They all spoke, of course, glowingly about their dad and how they really need him, that they're frightened, they're scared for being without him, considering they were, raised without their mother. So that got a lot of tears flowing in the courtroom also. Many people have reported witnessing that in the actual sentencing. The defense played a 12-minute video which highlighted Diddy's contributions to the community. Of course, as a Hail Mary look. Okay, these things occurred allegedly. However, look at all of these good things that, Mr. Combs have been doing in the community and what he has contributed overall. And of course, the hope was that video would help provide, some leniency in regards to what the sentencing will be. The judge was able to consider all of the other previous atrocities that he were charged with in making the determination for the sentencing. And so I know that was scary. Initially when all of those charges came out, it was a number of them. I think it was, I don't know, I don't remember, but it was a lot. It was enough to send him away for life. And he only got charged on 2 of them. And so that, hey, nobody wants to be in jail, right? But if you have a choice between life and doing 3 or 4 years, I'm sure anyone in their right mind would choose the lesser of the 2. Now, initially, when this all went down, I thought personally, my guess was that he would get, probably about 5 years. He was going to do some time. But the judge took into consideration all of the statements that were made. Actually, even some of the victims wrote statements to the judge. Cassie wrote a statement. There was another victim, Jane Doe, who wrote a statement. And then one of his more recent love interests, Gina, wrote a letter. But her letter was, in favor of Diddy, explaining that, she's tried to explain that she didn't ever feel like she was a victim and she was made to feel victimed into being a victim. And so her letter was, in support of Diddy. However, those who he had abused were not glowing, of course. They mentioned how frightened they were and afraid of him being out in the world. So he gets 50 months, approximately 4 years, minus, the time served, which has been 13 months. You think, good behavior, he might be out in a year or so, or in a year or two. That is what it has boiled down to. Your boy Diddy is done, unfortunately, unfortunately, but fortunately, hey, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right? So, yeah, that's what it is. Real quick. So please press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment, and come back again. I'll see you next time.